YouTube, man, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy, Sofa Since Tay, and welcome back to another episode on my channel where we express our individuality through the vice of fragrance. Because, like the soul, every fragrance can be unique. Blessings, Sofa family. On this week's episode, we are talking about the vibes of the week, the weekly rotation, episode 5. Yes. This week had a lot of cool weather, not even cool, cold weather in the beginning of this week before I did some more traveling. And so we started off like that. But if you know, it was the perfect time for heavier fragrance. We got cold weather coming in. So if you want to see what the vibes of the week was this week, stay tuned. All right, we are back, Sofa family, and coming up first, Monday. We had a cold, very cold Monday. I think we started off about 30 degrees, 32 degrees in the morning, and it only got to a high about 46. And that was like really Monday through Wednesday. We had some really cold weather. So I had to bring out one of my heavier fragrances that's close to the skin where I can just enjoy and get waft subs. You don't need too many sprays, but that was none other than Chanceux's Midnight Cherry. This is one of those fragrances that when you wear it, it doesn't get the best projection, but it has longevity that's out of this world. Simply, I work long hours, 12 hour shifts. So this fragrance did me justice, especially had the body and the thickness. It is a straight to parfum concentration that just allowed me to cut through the cold and enjoy the waltz throughout the fragrance. This is a cherry note fragrance that's very strong, that has some vanilla and spices down in the dry down to just make this a very alluring and sexy fragrance. So on Monday, we had Midnight Cherry from Chanceux. And we're going to dive right into Tuesday with the weather still being cold from my favorite fragrance house, Argos, none other than Sean's Veil. Beautiful bottle, engraving on the back. I know you can't see it, but what you get here, I just wanted to go with a nice rose-oud that has some light spices, something else, like I said, that's heavy enough that cuts through the colds. It wouldn't be too overpowering, being in a small space, as well as I can just enjoy the beautiful nuances and let the fragrance transition and really just vibe and bask in the ambiance of the fragrance. If you don't know, this is a very nice dark rose oud with some other resins and things in the nature that just this is a grown man fragrance. Typically, I would dress it up, but I wore it to work instead. On Tuesday, Sharon's Veil from the House of Argos. Coming up next, Sofa Family, on Wednesday, I decided to keep that same flavor going, rose oud combination. We had still that same cold weather. I wanted to give a fragrance that I don't give enough love some wears and just enjoy the sillage of it. And this is none other than Mancera's Black to Black. And even though this is a rose oud fragrance, this comes off more to me as a rose and patchouli style fragrance. The patchouli is more dominant than the oud in here. It's more of a rose and chocolatey patchouli with some earthy undertones, some freshness in the opening, and man, this is truly a beautiful juice. You can dress it up, dress it down, and wear it casually, and it's going to get the job done. It has enough body, to cut through the cold as well as the longevity of this juice. If you know Mancera is known for their performance and longevity. But definitely a nice Wednesday, rose, oud, some earthly masculine energy, back to black, got the job done. All right, Sofa family, coming up on Thursday, the weather started to warm up just a little bit, sitting around that high to mid 50s to low 60s. So I wanted to go with something just a little bit more sweeter. So I went with none other than Zaharov's Tobacco. If you don't know, This is one of those sweet honey tobaccos with some freshness, a lot of earthy other tones in the dry down. This is just simply one of the best tobacco fragrances out there. It's not dry. It's not one of your dry or um, very um, dark tobaccos. I would say is a very sweet, honeyed, almost tobacco, like a fruity tobacco, but without going shisha. And man, Zaharoff know what they're doing when they do tobaccos. I can't say that. But throughout the day of work and my drive home on the road, I wanted to go with something I can just bask in, enjoy, and last all day long. On Thursday, transition day, this was Tobacco from Zahara. All right, Sofa family. So on Friday, I had a doctor's appointment. Simply wanted to wear something that sits a little bit more closer to the skin. But so I wanted to disturb, other people in the hospital. So I went with none other than Chanceux Velveeta. And what you get here, what I enjoy about the fragrance is this spiced, very sexy, very alluring vanilla fragrance that just gives you typically, your mass appealing but unique vibe. Vanillas, they can really be overly done or done too much, but Sanshu found a way, to do it differently. And I just enjoy the spice vanilla profile with some rum in here and just a sexy, sexy fragrance. Friday, we have Velveeta. And we're gonna go. All right, so for family, and on Saturday we had to go outside, touch grass, went to a nice little comedy show, and I wanted to go with something mass appealing, but also smells good, has the power to fight through the crowd, and I went with PDM's Leighton. Some people might say this smells like Vicks Vapor Rub to them, but to me, it's a very, very fresh, very clean, musky with a little bit of powdery nuances. Fragrance that just works. It gets the compliments. It lasts forever and gets the job done. PDM Leighton. And last but not least, on Sunday, on my return home, just wanted to drive and smell good. I had to get my first full wearing of ZS3 Seamless Soul. And as you see, since then, I've been wearing a lot of this juice. Nice little dent in here. Man, out of the Z3 creators so far, this has been my favorite. The crisp apple, the freshness, the versatility that goes along with this fragrance. Man, I'm truly enjoying it. I'm not going to talk too much about it because full review coming soon. But Z3 Seamless Soul, definitely worth getting your nose on. But so for family, man, that is my time. We are still on the grind of 500 subscribers. Giveaway coming soon once we reach it. But until then, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Until next time, peace and love. Blessings.